Drama Docket.
We're all here.
Woo
We're all
woo!
here.
Amazing.
We love it. We
I
love it.
can't
We
get
love
my
it. We
life
love it.
together.
I know.
It's okay. We forgive her. It's
We
fine.
forgive. She's been as I was telling her, you've been on maternity leave, so it's
Yeah,
fine.
Yes.
I love
And
it.
you're taking a small maternity leave break,
Yeah.
and then you'll go back to your maternity leave.
Yep.
Yes.
Drama docket maternity leave, not like real life maternity leave.
Yes.
Yeah.
For the legal purposes, for the job purposes, they don't for drama docket. Should we jump right in?
Absolutely. You stole the words right out of my mouth.
I'm ready to go because I think you'll
You
love
go.
mine. I think
You
you'll love
go.
mine because mine are very Michael. They're very. So I'm gonna start with the cold and prickly because I think it's hilarious, but it's also a cold and prickly. I actually have two. I fell in the shower, so that's really fun.
Okay, so when you said it's very Michael, I wanted
gonna be
to
fall.
ask, and be like, did you fall?
It was definitely a fall. You have to figure out where I fell. I fell in the shower last week. So I was like in the shower. I was kind of like vibing, dancing, listening to some music, and I don't know
Like,
what
shit.
it was, and I don't know what it was. All of a sudden, I just got like a slip, and then blah, I was like on the ground, and I was like, "This is a loud thud." Everyone heard it. The whole apartment complex heard it. Fantastic. So
Amazing.
it was fine. And then I got right back up and I was okay. But now I have a huge bruise. So I didn't realize I didn't get a bruise until like the next day later. And I was like, went to the gym, I put shorts on, I looked in the mirror, I was like, Jesus. So,
Like, goddamn, I look like I got beat by somebody.
right, thank God it's on my legs and not anywhere else. Because it would look like I got the shit beat out of me. But then the other cold and prickly, which is more of a cold and prickly personally, is I was at work and it was a nicer day and I wanted an ice pack. I wanted like an ice cup thing that they have. It's like frozen Italian ice thing. And so I went
I know
to,
what you're talking
you know what I'm
about.
talking about. Thank you. I don't know what it's called. But it's like there's one of the programs we have has like a center where it's like the kids come hang out after school and sometimes we'll go there too and hang out. So they were that's where some ice cream was. So I was like, I'm gonna go get me some ice cream. I'm hot. I want some ice cream. And so I like went down there and I don't usually go when there's kids. I usually go when there's no kids. So I don't ever have to interact with kids. I came in there and there's a bunch of kids in there and the person who's in charge there. And he knows me. He's like, oh, just come back this way and I'll get you ice cream.
You're like, shit.
I'm like, fuck. And so then I get my ice cream and I was leaving. And the kids are like looking like, hi, thank you for coming. Have a nice day. And they're like, they kept talking to me and they're like, thank you, sir. And I was like, no, you're not calling me sir.
No.
Right, exactly. First response, no, you're not calling me sir. So I left. And I immediately was like, oh my God, they were bullying me. I was like, but they wouldn't bully me in front of this guy. Like, that's their like, he's like in charge of them, but he also knows them. They wouldn't bully me in front of them. Nah, they probably were.
Sure.
It was like a subtle bully. It was like, oh, I can't really bully you, so I'm gonna seem like I'm nice and being respectful towards you, but I'm actually bullying and making you feel bad. So yeah, that was not fun. And I thought about it for the rest of the week. So until right this, I was like, well, I have to tell Jenna and Casey because I'm gonna be thinking about it all week, so I gotta talk about it. So that's my cold and prickly. Cold and Hercules.
I'm trying to think. My cold and prickly.
You had a good week. You get we're not now. Now everyone's had a great time.
I know. I really can't think of like anything that like really.
Or just any small, nothing small, nothing.
I thought you told me what your cold and prickly was.
What did I say? Because I don't recall now. I need a reminder.
The thing at the yard sale, at the estate sale.
Oh, yeah. So I had this whole plan because I want to go to like an estate sale every week.
Right.
So like I went to this one specifically because they had this big. It looked like this big,
like it looks huge
basket, like a huge basket.
Picture.
Yeah.
And my plan was I was gonna use it for her baby shower gifts, and then I told her I was like I'm gonna want it back, so like
right,
I could use it for like a laundry basket or a cat bed or something. I got there today. First off, it's like half as deep.
Oh no.
So I was like, that's a bummer. But I was like, okay, well, it's still like pretty wide. So I looked at the price. They wanted $40 for it.
No.
I was like, I'm like, so mind you, I was prepared because I thought it was that big, like big.
Yeah.
I was prepared to spend at max $30 because
that's fair.
I was like, that I want it. It's the first day of the estate sale. That's how much I spent. I got there, said $40. I said, nope.
Nope. No, that's good. I went, there's in Oregon, there's this place that like has like, it's a whole thing where you can like it's like kind of thrifting estate sale thing, but it's like each person, it's like vendors spots and you get to like, and like it's someone's stuff and sometimes it's like not thrifted stuff, but sometimes it's like their old stuff and you can rent it out and put your stuff in there. Like it's kind of like a vintage store. So we went in there checking out, and someone had these like cool like vintage stuffed animals. I love a stuffed animal. People
Yeah.
know they had one, and it was like a reasonable price one that I used to have as a kid that I lost. I was like, oh my god, would love that, and it was a reasonable price. But I was like, do I really need a stuffed animal? Maybe not. And then I was looking at other things, and there was a stuffed animal, not that nice, like kind of not that old, a kind of older like beanie baby, but very like everyone probably has it. It's not like it's a limited edition one. It was like $50. And I was like, no, I'm not spending 50. No,
Crazy.
that's
No,
crazy.
so
And
like
then, yeah, no.
yeah, like today because like the place I like so much stuff was like way overpriced. I was like, that's like and like there was a basket that was like this big,
Yeah.
like and only like this deep, and it was cute because they had like cherries on it, but they
Oh.
wanted like $15 for it, and I was like, I'm not spending that
I could
on
just go to a
this
store and buy
tiny
that.
basket.
I
Exactly.
could go to a store
And
and
then
buy that.
on top of it, can't believe I forgot this part. So like we usually when I go to estate sales, you go and they just like you just walk in. Like
There's no process.
there's no process. Today, mind you, I got there 8 minutes after it opened because again, I really wanted that basket. I was very
Yeah,
determined.
you were determined.
I had to stand out in the raid for 20 minutes because they
Yep.
were only letting so many people in at a time.
Oh
And then the
God.
lady comes out and she's like,
And you hate the
and
rain.
because we sat there and like, because it was like me and like 10 other people, and we watched like 10 people come out. So I'm thinking, okay, 10 people left. You can let at least 5 in. Like,
Right.
come on. And then she comes out, she's like, oh my God, I forgot you guys were out here. And I was like, you gotta be
You
kidding
fuck
me.
you.
Because like like at like 5, if I didn't really want that basket, which I didn't even end up getting, I would have left. But I
Yeah.
really wanted the basket.
Yeah, you were like, I'm really and determined. And then like that's the worst part. Like you really want it, and then it's not what you thought it was, and it was
Yeah.
overpriced. That's
Because let me
crap.
tell you, the picture of it, it looked huge. Jenna showed me the
Yeah.
picture, and I was like, God damn, like that's a big freaking basket.
Yeah. If you find the picture, send it to me.
I
Honestly.
will. I
Yeah.
will. I have it.
Yeah, that's annoying.
So yeah,
though.
that's my cold and prickly. I had to stand out in the
That's-
rain. I couldn't get the basket I wanted because it was not what I wanted and it was overpriced.
Yeah.
But I did get a really cute vase, which I did just show Michael and I
Yeah,
showed Chrissy earlier.
that was cute.
And I got myself some handkerchiefs because you know we got
you
nose
need
problems over here.
And that's it.
Hot-
So I was
only hot girls got nose issues.
exactly only of course, and Jenna's the hottest, so they're the extreme. But I was thinking like that's so you've had great experiences with estate sales here. I have not because it's a bunch of rich white people who think that they can like sell their old crap for like basically what it was before or more because they're like, oh, it's cool
Yikes.
now, and that's the vibe that we get here. So like I have not had the same
No,
look
thank
as
you.
And I was like, exactly, why would I buy something that's old and smells bad at the price you probably paid for it or more?
Yeah,
when-
when you
like
can
I
buy
said,
it for
new.
brand new.
Right, exactly. And that's what I was telling Jenna, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, because I went to one with Kevin, and it was like more of like a old person's like it was like a medical facility for older people, like where they like a person's home, but like
Mhm.
we were there, like, and they were selling a lot of stuff, and they were selling like the furniture even. So we were looking at chairs. There was like a plastic black chair that you would have like in high school, like a basic plastic chair, and it was like retail $900, but we're selling it for $350. First off, I'm not spending $350 on it, no matter what, even if that was the retail price. Why?
What?
It was crap. I'll send you a pic. I'll send a picture in our group chat. I was horrified. I was like, this is. I was like, no. If this is the vibe, we gotta go.
Like so today,
I bet like $10. Here you go.
Exactly. $10, mate.
And what gets me, so like I probably did it to myself because I know that like here, if you go like not the first day, any other day after, like they mark the prices down.
Right.
But still, I'm like, even at like, I wouldn't even at 50% off, I wouldn't have bought the basket.
No.
Or like they had this like really nice dresser, which like I understand it was like old antique, so it was like heavy wood.
Yeah.
But they wanted $425 for a dresser.
No, that's you could again like you could buy
new.
buy new, and I like so again like I don't know why
wild.
that's crazy.
That's crazy.
It's just like I don't get why people do that. Then don't sell it. If you're too attached, or you like the one place we went, it was like supposed to be benefiting some church or something. I don't know, some benefit. It's like I had asked about something, and I was like, well, is there any wiggle room? They go, well, if you come on Sunday, I think things will be half off. I was like, oh,
It's
okay,
like, no,
but,
bitch.
I don't
It's
want to
gonna
come
be
on Sunday.
sold.
I'm here Saturday, and I don't want to come again because it's like up in like the hills of Monterey, which is like I don't want to go. I want to be at home.
And that's what the lady told me when I was leaving today. She's like, we'll start discounting tomorrow morning. And I'm like, I came today.
Right.
I don't want to come back tomorrow.
No, I don't want
because
to.
who's
exactly.
even saying the things that like I saw today that I
We'll
like
still
are
be
going to be there
Next
tomorrow.
week. Exactly. And I asked, I was like, is there any wiggle room on things like now? And they're like, no, absolutely none. This is benefiting a church, so you should like be okay to like spend it. And I was like, I'm fine to benefit the church. I would just like to not have to spend, $400 on a chair when it's not worth $400.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
But I was like, okay, I'm not coming back. So fuck you. I
They're
don't care.
lost.
And they were
Lost my
selling. And the
money.
funniest thing, we were like walking into the building, and they were selling like bedpans, like when you go to the bathroom, like. And I was like, nah. And they were selling a fridge.
You know them bitches are used.
I know, and they smelled. I was like, no, no, no.
Blech.
They were even selling like kits of like for testing for something, not like COVID, but some other testing. I was like, this is weird. Like I
Yeah,
get selling some
odd.
of this stuff, but that's weird. And what were they doing, Kevin? A glucometer?
Check glucose.
Oh, a glucometer, like such a
Ah.
glucose. They were sounding like old ones. And I was like, first off, that probably doesn't work very well. And you've got blood on it, so well, no.
Ew.
Ugh.
Casey, what's your cold and prick?
My cold and prickly? Well, there's a lot.
I know. See how the tides have turned?
Wait, a smile, but
No, it's not. It's because
It's different.
I'm heavier now.
Hey, you're a child.
Walking is a lot of work.
Yeah.
Getting comfortable at night is a lot of work. Going
Yeah.
to the bathroom 2 to 4 times in the middle of the night
Oh, that
really freaking sucks.
Yeah.
My one ankle gets a lot bigger than the other ankle. So it's my right foot is really swollen right now, but my left foot is completely normal. Yeah.
God, you just got a lot going on.
But
A pregnancy update is what we're getting.
everybody says, oh, you look so cute, pregnant, you look so great. I'm like, oh, gee, thanks.
Gee,
I don't
thanks.
feel it.
You're like, I feel awful, but thanks.
I'm like, I waddle when I walk, but thanks.
I remember seeing that. That was funny.
she does, and it's so funny. Like, not to like call you out, Casey. But like we walked into the doctor's office and like we sit down and you could hear her just be like,
Dude, I
like
breathe
catching
so
her
heavy.
breath.
I run out of breath so much, it's not even funny.
That's just, you're a trooper.
Yeah.
I know why she's been away. She's been trying to, not be out of breath.
I'd be fucking
tired. She's fucking
I'd be zonked.
She's tired.
I'm tired.
She's tired and she's peeing. That's what she's doing.
Literally,
Exactly.
I will be surprised if I can make it through this whole entire thing without having to go to the bathroom. I have not
I love that
felt
I'm not the
the
one that
urge.
has to pee the most now. It's really it's a win.
Michael, it's ridiculous. The
I
amount
bet.
of times I have to pee during the day is I don't even know how I don't like I told Jenna, I could drink barely anything throughout the day and I still have to go to the bathroom a million times.
That's crazy.
I'm like, I don't even know how there's anything in me to like have to pee.
You're like, I'm just getting this urge, and it's like, but I literally like, there couldn't be a
Literally,
possible
I'll feel
drop.
the pressure on my stomach and I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, I need to go to the bathroom. Literally, half an hour later, I'm like, oh fuck, I gotta go to the bathroom again.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah.
That's the
it
worst.
freaking sucks. It
Uh,
sucks. But it's okay.
But it's okay. Hey,
It's all right.
you're gonna have
All
little
right.
baby beans or baby
Yeah.
E.
Yeah, it's fine. It'll be
Be
okay.
good.
Warm
At the
and
end of the day.
fuzzies.
Warm and fuzzy.
Go.
I go. I'm ready. So why warm and fuzzy? He's here, so it'll be cute for him to. So yesterday, I forgot my lunch. I thought I was so prepared. I was like, oh, I'm so prepared. I did my like check off in my mind. I was like, oh, I brought everything. I didn't even think about it as I was driving to work. I got to work. It was like 30 minutes in. And I was like, oh my fuck, I didn't bring my lunch. And I was like, well, that means I'm gonna spend money. And I'm trying not to spend money on that kind of stuff because I want to spend money on other stuff. And I was like, fuck. So I texted Kevin. And at first, because he had I made sure he was awake. And I was like, can you bring me my lunch? And his answer was no. And I was like, I was a little sad. I was honestly a little sad.
You're
I was like,
oh,
I was like, well, thanks. And so I told him, and I was like, I understand you can't come because you have like other things and it's really early, but like, and it's a far drive, like it's like 30 minutes. It's not just,
you're like
10 minutes, but I'm sad. And I understand and I still love you, but I'm still sad. And I was like, when you ask, and so then he calls me like 10 minutes later or something. And I was like, why is he calling me? And I was like, hello. And he was like, I'm coming to you. I'm 25 minutes away. And I was like, well, you're bringing my lunch. And I was so happy. I was like, oh, that's so sweet. He's like, yeah, of course. And I was like, so that was my warm.
You're like, you do love me.
You do love me. Even I felt like you did. And you do. It was very sweet. So I was like, and I immediately notated it. Warm and fuzzy.
Love.
Okay.
Amazing.
Jenna,
I
Casey.
have two.
Oh, I love.
The first one is I got to hear Baby Bean's heartbeat today. which
Oh,
just like I could not
amazing.
stop smiling. Like it
I
was
love
just so
that.
cool.
Wait, did you guys go to the doctor today?
Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's so sweet.
And then my second one, so I Spark, as we all know.
Yes.
I was doing that this morning. My first order, first, mind you, it was a $40 trip. So like it
Oh, wow.
it was paying me $40. So I was like, perfect, love this. I only have to drive 13 miles or 13 minutes. Love this.
Amazing.
So I get there. It's this beautiful old woman, like gorgeous. She's got the makeup, the beautiful white hair. She's got on an
Oh.
apron. She was
Oh.
just so glamorous.
I love that.
I literally just looked at her and I was like, I want you to be my grandma. Like you
I want
just
you to
look
be my
like
grandma.
you
I
just
want you
look
to be
like
you. Yeah.
yeah, like I want to be you when I grow up.
I love that.
And I'm like bringing up her groceries, and she's like telling me about how great I did with picking of the bananas and everything. And then she goes, "Yep, I got the granddaughters with me today, so we're dancing and singing, and it smelled like baked goods." So I was like, "Oh, and it smells delicious in there." And she had her apron on. She goes,
Yeah.
"Oh, don't you worry, honey. I got you a banana muffin all packaged up, fresh out the oven." She
Oh
goes, "It
my
has no
God.
nuts because I was worried about your and any allergies." And I was
Oh
like, "Girl."
my God, girl, I
So
don't got none, but thanks.
she hands me the muffin, which is all wrapped up in like pretty plastic and like a little bow tied on it, and a $20 bill. So I made $60 on her trip today. So
I'm
I
gonna
was
tell
like,
Kevin. I'm gonna
and
tell
a
Kevin.
muffin.
So Jenna made a Spark order. She made $40 already from doing the order. Then the lady gave her a banana nut muffin, no nuts, banana muffin, and $20. Kevin is so proud of you.
Yeah,
I would say what I'll tell you after what he said.
it was
Because
like
it's not
the
appropriate.
perfect way to start my day. I was like,
Right?
that's
You're like,
I could be done. Like that was amazing.
Because you can make, I mean, because you're already almost halfway to what you would make a day.
Exactly.
You're like over what you're like, hey, call. And you
And
got and you got free money too, because that $20 doesn't count.
Anything that I get in cash doesn't count. That just goes in my wallet. It's free money.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna get nails a couple. It was, I think it was before the wedding, but I like had put $20 into my wallet, and I was like, okay, this is for when I do a thing. But I didn't go to the nail salon, so I forgot. And then I was like, oh my God, I have $20 in my pocket. Free.
You're like free money.
Free money.
Free money.
Free money.
Heck yeah.
I love that. Okay, Casey.
Warm and fuzzies.
I like that you say warm and fuzzies. Like, there has to be multiple. There can't just be one. I love that.
Let's see.
Oh, I have another one once, Casey.
I have changed so much, haven't I?
I know. From I can't name how many. I can't even
think of anything.
The tides of wow.
Listen, no, I have a warm and fuzz. I mean, obviously, Jenna hearing the heartbeat, that was very amazing.
Another part I really enjoyed at the appointment, which I didn't even tell you this, Casey. So the doctor walked in and she's like, "Oh, is this your sister?" And I was the one that was like, "Oh, kind of," and like wanted to point out sister-in-law. And Casey was just like, "Yeah, it's my sister." I was
like, I love that. Of course, though. Of course, because you are her sister. Look how cute you guys are.
Yeah.
I love how cute you guys are.
So that let's see. Officially tomorrow, there will only be 12 more weeks left until baby girl could be here. It is
amazing.
Flying by.
I imagine you're well prepared, even though you might not feel
I'm
well
fucking
prepared. Exactly. You'll be great.
I'm on the ball.
You are. I love that.
We freaking ready.
You were showing us the room a little bit. I love that.
Yes, I'm very ready.
Prepared.
Oh my gosh. When you do come and visit, you have to check out the pictures in her room because I hung them.
Love.
What?
Okay.
Okay, you guys.
I did the hammering. I just wanted that to be pointed out.
That's a hard part.
And they're only like as long as you squint a little, they're perfect.
And maybe tilt your head a little bit.
They're perfect.
If you just close your eyes, they're perfect.
Just squint, tilt, perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm obsessed. I can't wait to come. I will be there the end of July. I will be there.
Oh, and another thing is that because you're coming at the end of July, we're going to take you to the 4-H fair.
Oh, yes. Jenna was telling me that's why I planned it.
Yes, that's why I was like, Michael needs to come at the end of July.
Yeah.
So he can come to the 4-H fair.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Because you're going to be obsessed with it.
Yeah, I'm already. I love that. I was saying how, I don't know if I told you guys, but I was sad because I wanted to be at your baby shower, but I can't be because Josh is graduating and I guess I have to go.
Go, Josh!
I know, so he's graduating from college. But I was like, so I was so sad. But then I was like, but wait, I can just go later in the summer and hang out with him then and have my summer vacation.
We'll be here.
I know. So since I don't get a real summer vacation because I got a job now, This is my
Guys,
summer vacation.
my eye keeps twitching. That's why I keep like going in. You can't see it because like I can't see it, but I can feel it. It's like
Okay,
spasming.
Kyle Richards.
I
I don't have the vein going yet.
sorry. Oh, something fun I thought of because my mom was thinking of like what to do for my birthday because that's in June. And guess who's going to be in Las Vegas June 7th?
Oh,
Mom Talk. They're having their special. They're having a special.
you're going?
No, I'm not going because it was too
Oh.
expensive. It was too expensive. It was too expensive. But because I was looking and like the cheapest ticket, which would be like way in the back, you can't see anything. I don't even know what they do, is $75. And I was like, okay, not awful, but also I couldn't see anything. But like the closer you got, it was like $350. And I was like, yeah, I can't.
oh my
And my
God.
mom was like, well, let me buy it. We'll go together. And I was like, you can't. I'm not having you spend $700. Like I love that, and I really
If you're
appreciate
gonna
that.
spend $700, take me to see Taylor Swift.
Exactly.
Like,
If hey, your son spent $700, you take me to Taylor Swift, like, or hey, we'll do something else. Like, we'll do something else with $700. Don't do mom talk because I don't even know what not to be unfair to them because we love mom talk, but like I don't know what they would do. What would they do?
I thought for like a split second that you were gonna say Erica Jane, and I was gonna
Oh, if it was
literally be
Erica
like,
Jane, $700.
listen, I was gonna be like, I'm going to kill you because I can't go. Like, I'm gonna climb through this computer
Right.
and
If
like
it was Erica
strangle
Jane,
you.
because Erica's doing something in like London in June, and I was like, I can't go to London. But if she was in Las Vegas, I'm going. I don't care. Then I would spend $700.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. Then you could yell at me. But I
I
would
take
spend
out a personal loan to go with.
exactly. I keep getting the offer. Hey, you can take out we're offering you a personal loan. Give me the loan then. Send it
Yeah.
over. I'll take it. No, I am So if it was, I would totally do that. But no, it's sadly just mom talk.
Just mom talk.
Just mom talk. And I love that. But interestingly, I don't know if you've seen their promo for it. They it's not all the girls. There's two missing.
Who's missing?
Whitney
Shocker.
and Denise,
Ooh.
which is T.
T.
Because
Definitely some T.
I've been interestingly because I follow her. I think I follow her on TikTok, but I've been seeing T keeps reposting some of the videos I keep seeing, and it's all like shading friends. She's like, "When you got fake friends or blah."
Okay,
and I
but
was
did
like,
anybody see the video that Whitney posted of her and Demi?
Well, yeah. So
together?
I think the thing is
And I was
happened is
like,
so I think what's happened is they have like come together as friends. Like they have come together as friends, and this season, like it starts to be the shift like towards them being together, the villains against everyone else. I mean, there's a lot of mess I've been seeing between all of them.
So
But I think
excited.
I know it's not even a month. It's like a month away.
Month away.
A month. That's
Yeah.
gonna be so fantastic. Well,
Because of-
every single week, guys, from now on, listeners,
gonna have
it's
to
gonna be mom
chit-chat.
talk. It's mom talk. That's what it'll be.
I'm psyched.
I'm
Psyched.
psyched.
I was like, I'm gonna be laying in bed eating ice cream with Jenna
Watching-
sitting next to me watching Mom
Call
Talk.
me. I want to join.
Yes.
I want to join. And then can we rewatch it when I'm there?
We
in
can
July?
FaceTime and then
Yes.
just click play at the same time so that way we
Yes.
can see each other's experience.
Yes. Yes.
I'm
yes,
so down.
yes,
Do
yes.
it. Let's do it.
I'll do
Say
it.
less.
I'll prop you up on my laptop and just prop you up on my
And
dresser.
I would say you could probably prop them on your belly.
Yeah, true. I'll be right in the belly. I'll be right on the baby. I'm ready. I'm excited.
You know,
Even
I
better.
was telling you last time I was over. I was like, you just wait. I said, we got mom talk coming. I'll be up there in your bed. Don't you worry.
Don't you worry. Slide over, Al. It's not about you right
I
now.
know. And the episodes are on, but the episodes air on Thursdays, and I'm not gonna be here on Thursdays.
So we have to watch them.
Fridays.
Fridays.
Well, no, because Fridays, guys, we record, so we'll have to watch them on Saturdays.
Oh, okay. We can watch them Saturdays. That's fair. That
Just-
works out better
I'm
because we
just
won't have any.
logistically here. I'm thinking,
Logistically,
you know,
because I was thinking, yeah. You
guys,
don't
I'm
wanna
having
change our
some
day.
serious eye problems here.
I'm
Like,
not crying.
sorry,
Don't
but
worry.
like,
No, you're. I was.
oh my
not-
goodness.
I'm worried about my own eyes. I wasn't worried about yours. Don't worry.
I like keep zooming in, and I'm like, I probably look crazy, but like, what's going
when you
on
do
in
that, yeah, when you do that, you do look kind of crazy. But you don't look crazy when you like are just sitting there. So you're good. I promise you, you're totally fine.
You're just having issues. It's fine.
It's
there?
fine.
Always.
Okay,
Do we
so-
expect
It's
anything
typical.
less?
I
No.
wouldn't expect anything less. So, okay, the things I had one. There's three things I wanted to ask you because have you guys heard?
Amazing.
Have you guys seen the group chat thing on TikTok? Where it's like a
No.
whole like drama series. It's so there's this girl on TikTok. I'll send you that. There's a girl on TikTok and she's been doing a series called Group Chat. And I think it's on its fourth part. She's gonna release her fifth part pretty soon. And it's literally about a friend group chat where it like starts with like they're gonna go out for dinner as friends, but then one of the friends who has a boyfriend ruins it because she's going to bring a boyfriend, but she doesn't ask anyone, and she changed. It's crazy. I will send it to you, but I wondered if you had seen it. So if you haven't, now that I know you haven't seen it, I'm going to send it to you guys. I'd like you to watch it, and we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it next week or
Amazing. I love an assignment. Love an assignment.
You guys have an assignment, so you will watch those. There's I don't know when the fifth one drops. There's currently 4, so you'll have 4, and it's very interesting, and it's actually very relatable. Because at first, when it first popped up to me, I was like, "Oh, this is just some annoying girl talking. Don't like this." But then I kept seeing people talk about it, and I was like, "Well, now I gotta watch it, obviously."
Yeah.
So it's very good.
So not to cut you off, but just
No,
because you're
please.
talking
I
group
actually
chat,
was done. I was actually perfectly done.
So this made me like chuckle because I was trying to find our link, and so the way I always find the link for this is I always just search my text message like Zoom. Like
Okay.
I do that every week. Every week.
Yours doesn't save?
I'm not smart
She's
enough to know if
she's
how
not
to
tech
if
savvy.
it
That's
does.
okay.
Mine just automatically saves it on when I click on Zoom and I press join, like it saves it and I just have to type in the password.
Oh, that's crazy. Oh,
I'm
interesting.
not.
See,
I don't
mine's
know
on
about
there because
that.
I created it. That's the only way I can find it.
Yeah, no, I literally searched
type
it.
it
So
in.
today
Okay.
it wasn't coming up. So I was like, ah, shoot. So I typed in drama because I was like Zoom drama, thinking drama docket, it'll come up.
Yeah.
And then it brought up all these messages where I had said the word drama. So then I got like deep diving into like old group chats.
Love
which
that.
like you guys know that's funny.
I do.
Maybe someday we could talk about it, but yeah, it was just a little like chuckle I had before I got on today because I was like, huh, that's funny. Those were some
funny.
times.
Those were right. Those were some times. Okay, I'm sending it to you now just so you have it because I'm going to forget if I don't send it.
I'm dying to know your next question.
So my next question is, okay, so I have to change names or I'm not going to use a name. But so someone I work with went to a wedding last week. And so she flew international because she was in the wedding. Her boyfriend got invited as well because they know her and him and they know him and because they've been together 3 or 4 years. And so they were both invited and they knew about it for a couple of months now because they knew about it when they first moved into their new house. And he was at first like, no, I don't think I can go. Like, we just bought a house. And she's like, well, I'm in it, so I would really love for you to come. And he's like, okay, I'll think about it. And so he didn't do anything. They didn't really talk about it. And she was buying things. So eventually when she got her ticket, she was like, yeah, we should figure it out. Like all he had to pay for, because her parents and everyone was going to take care of it, was the plane ticket, which was in total there and back $300, which honestly isn't that bad. Like you could spare $300.
Like, let's go.
Right, like $300, and it was in Mexico, right at the beach, fantastic. But he didn't go. He like eventually was like, no, I'm not spending $300, and just didn't go with her. So she was by herself at this wedding, but she knew it because it was her family. And I was like, but that's weird.
Crazy.
Isn't that weird? Like I was thinking, I was like, because unless you have an actual obligation, that would have limited you. But he doesn't have that. He works remotely. I'd be pissed, right? And you'd be pissed because like you waited last minute because she kept being like, we need to get on this, we need to get on this. And he didn't have to pay for anything except one thing. The hotel room that he didn't have to pay for because she paid for it. That's my issue. I was like, that's T. And like her parents were paying for other things. Like even his parents were like, let's get you there. Like we wanted to go. And he didn't know. And then later, because then she got home because she was away from him for like 10 days, not with him. And he was like, she was like, oh, I miss you. He's like, I didn't really miss you. I had a good time. And I was like, I would
fuck him.
Right? I would have been so pissed. And this is the same. I've been like, I know I just bought a house with you, but fuck you. But then he said because they bought a house together, but then she wants to get engaged and get married to this man. And I was like, God, but sure.
You're like, honey, no.
Honey, perhaps not. Are we sure? And so she literally, so they were talking about marriage because I was married. We had someone else was a couple other people who are married. But they were talking about like, oh, people were asking like, are you guys thinking about getting engaged ever? And she was like, yeah, as long as we stop fighting, can actually get along. And I was like, then you probably shouldn't get engaged.
Okay, but that's a sign, honey, to know.
It's one thing to bicker. It's one thing to have differences of opinions because you do that. We have a lot of strong personalities, but it's another thing to like that be the concern. Like, well, if we stop fighting and just finally just agree on things, maybe we can get engaged. Then maybe
no, bitch.
Yeah, I was like very. So I just wanted your thoughts, and you've answered exactly what I thought. So
amazing. Yeah.
And then the other thing is, I'm going to give you a scenario.
Okay, I'm ready.
Jenna
And I'm
loves
gonna
a
let
good scenario.
I'm gonna give
I
you a
do.
I'm gonna give you a scenario. I'm gonna be actually a couple of scenarios. Okay, so I'm trying to remember this. Nah, okay, I have to get the because I can say it because it's a TV show, so I can say their names. Thank God. So there's this girl. She joins the new show. It's called Summer House. She's new to the Summer House with all these other people. Immediately, this guy named Jesse thinks she's gorgeous. He loves her, and he tells everyone, not her yet, but everyone. He's like, "Oh, don't worry, guys. I've got a girlfriend this summer. Like, don't worry. Like, I'm sorry, I can't be single with you guys. I've got a girlfriend." Before he's ever gone on a date with her, he's known her an hour, and he's telling her, he's telling everyone I'm gonna date her, and I'm in love with her, and I want to be with her forever.
Some confidence.
Right, but and so like that, like intensely being like, I want to do that. So then eventually he starts to like hang out with her and chat with her and call her like and like, start to do things to get to be dating. And then he starts to freak out. He starts to be like, oh my God, I don't know if I agree to this. I don't know what I was thinking.
Like,
but he keeps being the like,
crazy.
oh my God, I love you so much. I like you so much. You're so cute. You're so this. I miss you so much. I wish you were here. And then when she's one weekend she doesn't come, and so then that weekend he's telling everyone, well, I don't know if we're going to be together. Like she wants me to him. I've met her parents already, which is weird. She wants me my parents, which I think is weird. I think we're just rushing this too much. I don't think I'm ready for this. And then he would go into his room and he would call her and he would say the exact opposite of everything he just said to you, that I just told you. He'd be like, oh my God, I miss you so much. I can't wait to see you. I can't wait to meet your parents. I can't wait for you to meet my parents. I just
Okay,
love that so much.
sketch.
Sketch. And so then that same weekend he's flirting with one of the other girls at the house that he's known for a while. So it's like it's more like they're more like brother sister, but they flirt. And this weekend he was heavily flirting. Like she had his leg near him, and he's like, "This is really turning me on." And she's like, "My leg is turning you on? No, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna like this is weird." And then there's this guy at the house who is polyamorous, so he like sleeps with everyone, he dates everyone. So he brought two girls home one night. Every weekend he's brought a girl home. This weekend he brings two home. They're having a threesome. Then Jesse walks into the room, and for context to make it clear, like make it even worse. So days before, like they go for the weekend, and Jesse and Lexi doesn't come that weekend. Jesse and Lexi have a date where he asks her to be exclusive, not her asking him asking her to be exclusively dating. So they're exclusively dating going into this weekend that she's not there. Then it's the weekend, and Jesse walks into the room where they're having a threesome, knowing they're having a threesome, and he sits there and watches them, and then one of the girls sucks his toes. Would you be mad? And then I have more things to ask after.
So much to unpack here.
Right, sorry. So I want you to unpack first the toe sucking based on their relationship. Which is weird.
First off,
right.
And
his feet were dirty. His feet were really dirty because he had been out and been like in the mud, and they were gross. Like they were. He even said it. So
I just second, I don't see like why you would enter a room where you know a threesome is going on if you are exclusive with somebody else, because clearly something is going to happen if you are entering that room.
Right.
Like you are entering that room with the intention of something potentially happening.
And he was in the room because the producers showed us he was in the room for 37 minutes. That's a long time.
That's all. It's not like he was just walking through.
Right. Because
like,
one thing, if you, even if, let's say you even knew there was a threesome going on, you walk into the room, you'd be like, oh, threesome. And you stay there for a minute and leave. Or you pass through or something. No. He opens the door. He sits down on the bed where things are occurring. He's like, but I was on the opposite end of the bed. You're on the, okay, it doesn't matter. You're on the bed. And then they obviously are going through it. And then she sucks his toes.
Yeah, I think I just may have threw up in my mouth.
Right?
Gross.
Yeah. No.
Like, it's like, it's so, and first off,
you know what I have to
kind
say?
of gross. But
I bet that reunion is going to be a good time because after she watches all that back.
Okay, wait. Okay, then I'm going to give you an update, and I want your thoughts and feelings.
Amazing.
Okay. So then that's the same weekend where he's flirting with another girl. And he's also making side comments of like, I think I brushed it with her, but I like her. And also flirting with this other girl. So, but the other girl, I will say, doesn't realize he's flirting. Like she doesn't think of it as flirting, because she's being like, once he like starts to get a little flirty, like, hey, you should stop that. That's kind of weird. You're dating someone now, because he's telling everyone it's exclusive. So then it's now during the week, because they usually only film on the weekends, but they were like, we got to film during the week for this. So the whole cast gets together and they're filming something, and so he's thinking, okay, I'm gonna go on a date with her, and I'm gonna tell her about the flirting, because everyone was talking about them thinking that this girl, her name is Sierra, and Jesse were flirting. So he goes and he calls Alexi and they have a date, and he tells her about the flirting. He's like, "Oh, people think we're flirting, but we're not flirting. That's not what's happening. I just want you to know. People are talking about that, but I want to let you know it's not the case. That's not what's occurring."
Okay.
And she's like, "Okay, but
still.
he doesn't tell her. He doesn't tell her about the toe sucking." And you know
Red
what he
flag.
says? And right, you know what he says? He goes, "Well, I didn't think that was a big deal." Okay, but you thought the alleged flirting was going to be a big deal. Either way, no matter what, you have to have the conversation with her about the toe sucking because you're on a reality TV show where it's filmed. So,
Yeah.
like he was like, "Well, I knew about it, but I don't think it's a big deal, so I'm not going to tell her." Okay, but you not telling her, you thinking I'm going to tell her about this, but not tell her about that, she's going to be mad. It's weird. It's
Like-
it's wrong, right? That's weird.
Like if it was
Disgusting.
like the only thing I could think, I don't know why my brain goes to this, but it's like, okay, if it was like they were all like the whole house is together, like drinking, whatever, they play truth or dare, someone gets dared to suck his toes. Okay, then you know
That's
maybe
different.
don't have to tell your girl that someone
You-
sucked your toes. But
Right.
this is like that's a completely different situation. Like
Right.
no.
And I guess even then I feel like he would say, because at that point it's really
I think I got
jokey.
the egg.
Right, that's yucky. But like he's obviously at that point it's a joke. So I would tell her like,
Yeah.
haha, I know you missed a fun weekend. We were sucking each other's toes. Like, and she'd be like, "Oh, haha, that's funny."
Yeah.
Also, as a contextual thing, she's at our age, which is crazy. So she's our age, but so she is admitted, which I think is fair, admitted to being a jealous girlfriend. Because she's like, I'm someone, when I'm in a relationship, I want to be exclusive because it takes a long time to get to that. I don't want you to like do anything untoward. I want you to be very loyal to me, and I don't want any kind of weirdness. So she also is asking him because he follows a lot of girls on Instagram, like a lot of girls, and they're a mix of being like hot models and friends. So she was like, "Well, you follow a lot of girls on Instagram. Why?" And he was like, "Oh, I just have a lot of female friends, some of which were not his female friends. They were hot models who he probably doesn't know, and he likes their photos because they're hot." Which, do as you will. But what would you feel? Would you ask your boyfriend, husband to stop following? Like, if you started dating someone, would you ask them to be like, "Hey, can you not follow hot models on Instagram?" Or do you think that's too weird? Like, what do you think of the ask of that?
Hey, see, you go first because I don't know.
Yeah, Casey, you're in a relationship, so let's say you and Al started
you are in a
dating.
better position
Like,
to
when
answer.
you started dating Al,
All I know is that
I know Al wouldn't do this.
Al he is a golden retriever.
Right. And so Al is a hard one. Like, it's the same with Kevin. Like, I don't expect Kevin to do this, but like, so it's hard to let's
he
say Al
doesn't
was
follow.
doing.
Al follows hunting stuff.
Right. Because Al's the best.
That's what I have to worry about is hunting stuff.
Right. If he's gonna leave you for for hunting.
Hunter here.
I feel like if you're like, depending on how long you've been together,
Yeah.
like I feel like if you just started dating, like you don't really have the footing to like say anything or like really have an opinion yet. But like if you've been dating a while, you can like once like if it makes you uncomfortable, I think it's worth the conversation.
Yeah.
And being like, hey, like, do you need to follow all of those people? Like, do you know them? Like, do you need to be seeing,
Right.
their half naked pictures? Like, is that necessary? Like,
right. And I would say, so I agreed with that, and I agree with other parts of like.
Did you hear me?
Yeah.
I did. We did. I love that. So I agree that like it's probably a little bit of an early ask, but I feel like it's not an unfair. It's in general, it's not an unfair ask because it's not like you know that. Because it'd be weird if you're like, I know you follow your like childhood female best friend, but I don't want you to follow them anymore. That's weird.
That's
I would
weird.
say that's
weird.
Unnecessary. That would be unnecessary.
That's like a different level.
That's
like,
different level. But if it's just
like
hot
if it's
models,
someone you knew like growing up, I don't give a shit.
And you didn't like and there was nothing like, who cares? You know them
it's like,
you know them well.
Obviously Emily's one of my best friends, but she grew up knowing Alex.
Right. So it's not
like
weird. It's
seeing the three of us together and like it's like it's not weird because like they knew each other growing up. Like
like if it was like following like random hot models that
people,
like pose half naked and stuff.
And it's
that's
one
like,
thing, and it's also the ones. It's like it's not like if you follow Kendall Jenner, who cares if you follow Kendall Jenner? But if you're following like someone who actively what they post is to be like a Playboy model, and their tits are out and their ass is out, like that's where it's like I understand why you'd ask, be like, hey, can you not follow them? And like, and so he was kind of painting her out as crazy, but in her mind, he likes her. He's obsessed with her. He calls her on the weekends every day. He calls her every single day. Like she was saying, he calls her 5 times a day and like is always up there talking to her and like, hanging out with her and asking how she is. So it's like in her mind, he really likes her and obsessed with her. So
Yeah.
it's not an unfair ask. It's a little early probably, but it's not an unfair ask. It's based on the assumption that he is obsessed with you, not the like, not that
I
he has all
know
these
you're
worries.
obsessed with me.
Exactly.
And
But
like even
so
like it's definitely like I feel like you could like have that conversation because like if she's seeing it, because that's the other thing. Like
and you're on a reality TV
if
show.
you're gonna be sneaky about it, maybe like you could get away with it. Like,
Right.
but if you're like if she knows already, then like she could say like why.
Right. Right.
And like what like have a good
What are
answer
you
because
doing?
if not, like
Right.
she has every right in the world to be like, I'm not comfortable with that.
Like
Exactly.
fuck
And
you.
I agree. But yeah,
Go
so it
fuck
was
yourself.
So
yeah.
PSA men, if you're
PSA,
listening,
if you're listening,
Don't be a loser.
don't be a scum.
don't be a scumbag. And be like, honestly, just be forthright. So if you have
Yes.
concerns in a relationship,
Be like
be
Al.
like, hey, be like Al, be like Al, be like
Be like
Kevin,
Al.
be
Be
like
like
myself.
Kevin.
But
Be a golden retriever.
yeah, be a golden retriever. Just be honest though. Be like, hey,
Yeah.
I have concerns about this relationship because we literally just met each other a week ago and we're already like dating and all this, and I've never dated someone. I haven't dated someone in years, and so I'm kind of freaked out about it. But be honest. Don't be the thing where you're like telling everyone else you're freaked out, but you're not telling her you're freaked out.
Yeah.
Because
That's the problem.
that's the part that's the upsetting part to her, really, is the fact that you weren't honest with her. Because now she seems crazy. She seems like the crazy one that she's asking you to do this and this, but you're the one that's been obsessing over her and saying you're going to date her and marry her from the second you met her, which is, if you want to joke like that and be like that, that's fine, but it's crazy. Like, I was watching it and like, then you see them like, oh, and then another situation. So this is a thought I just had because I've been watching the show. What do you think of like a non-alcoholic bar? It's called soft bar. What do you think of that?
I think that you're not gonna make a lot of money.
I agree. Okay.
Like you might as well just open a juice bar.
Right, because that's what it is. It's at this point just a juice, it's just a fancy juice bar.
Yeah.
So, but like that's what so this guy on the show who I don't like and I have never liked. He has always had this idea because he's sober and he has a lot of history with addiction in his family and himself. And so he wants to open a non-alcoholic bar, and it's called Soft Bar. And he's like so excited about it, which is great. You should have some passion. But like he's like, he was engaged to someone last summer and now they're not together anymore. But so her big sticking point was you got to get a job. He didn't have a job. His whole idea was the soft bar. It was not having a job. He wasn't having a job. So she was kind of annoyed with him because they were going to get married. They were having a huge lavish wedding. And he was like, she was like, I just want you to have a job. I like you can do your side project.
It's not a big ask.
It's not a big ask. You live in New York City where rent can be $8,000 a month. So like I think and their rent was $13,000 a month.
Insanity,
right? But so they were like, she got all upset with her and was so offended. He's like, well, I don't really now that they're not together, but they still do the summer house together, which is weird. So they were like, he was like talking about it. He's like in his confessional, he's like, I know I'm like, it's probably a pipe dream, but I just want to be happy and try something out, even if I fail. And I was like, yeah, but you're failing with like spending hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
It's not like failing and like, oh, I can't ride a bike, or I failed to ride a bike, or I failed like doing something, like I can't make a flan or something. You're spending $100,000 and it's just gone now if it doesn't work out.
Like, I mean, I know he's not listening, but like I feel like
Carl Radke, listen in.
Like I feel like if you're going to do something like that, you'd have to be like a bar that's like sells alcoholic drinks but specializes in mocktails.
Exactly,
like I don't see how you can like
or
make money.
Right. And I had the thought of because he got this van to do pop-ups to like start to promote it in as he's building the bar. And my thought was, okay, don't build the bar, just have pop-ups throughout the summer because that's what people love during summer. And like, do pop-ups and walk up, like pop up and I have your soft bar. He's a famous person. He could post that. He get people to come. But like he could just do that. And then once people are getting the thing like, oh, okay, this is interesting. I like the soft bar idea. You got good drinks. I'd like to sit down and hang out somewhere and actually
like,
drink something like this.
That works well. Then
but he was like, no, I'm gonna open this up and not do that. And I was like, this isn't smart.
So I have something about reality TV stars that I wanted to bring up to you. Casey, I'm sorry, you don't probably know who these people are.
But that's fine. We will have your opinion either way.
That's fine.
So Jax and Brittany.
Oh, yes.
I saw like again, saying anything bad, but they recently came out that their son was
Has
diagnosed with autism.
autism. Yeah.
So, do you know my thoughts on that?
I know you
I'm
have
going to share
experience with,
them.
yeah, share.
I have a lot of experience with that. And the more and more I thought about it, I was like, that poor child, I'm very, very sure that it was probably like environmentally caused, knowing Jax
Oh, okay.
and
Okay.
their relationship.
Yeah, and like the
Because like I was
toxicity
watching
and
like
yeah,
the previews,
of
the
the
seven
show.
minute preview of the first episode of The Valley,
Hmm.
and like I was just like, wow, like him flipping tables, like losing his mind in front of the child,
In front of the
like
child.
in front of
Oh.
the child,
That's
like
crazy shit.
And that's the thing, like, and I think that's like it's
because
great for
like the
reality
kid was like
TV to an
doing
extent.
very well. Like she said,
Yeah.
like in the interview that like he was, walking, crawling, talking, and then like once they separated, he like regressed.
See, that
And
could
like
totally
now
be
he
a.
doesn't really talk, like
Oh, that feels like a totally environmental, like,
yeah,
and kind of like stressed out kind of thing. Like you're like, oh my god, my life is like I have a little kid, my
poor
life is shitty.
kid.
My parents were together. Like the only way I know how to be, I'm just gonna have to talk. Like that's a safe way to like
Yeah.
not. That's so sad.
So sad.
That's no, that
But
as you
yeah,
said,
that
none of
was
that
just like
makes.
something that like was in my head that I
Yeah.
was like I saw and I was like, I want to talk about that because
No, that is concern. Yeah,
but I
I saw
am
that.
like psyched for the Valley. I'm not gonna
I'm
lie.
excited. It
Like
does look very interesting. I was like, this is gonna be kind of crazy. So I'm excited for it as well. Have you seen? Speaking of reality, we'll get onto a talk. We'll get onto something else. But have you seen It's like I don't. I think they're called Next Gen. It's like the kids of
okay, so I
people.
have seen that
Okay,
and
will you watch?
I don't know because I really am not a fan of Brooks.
I hate
Like
Brooks too.
he
Okay, for
irritates me
context.
so fucking much
Okay,
I can't
Casey.
even.
Casey, for context, there's gonna be a show about like kids of famous people, kind of, or they're somehow famous and connected in some fashion. And one of them is one of our Real Housewives people, and we hate him. I've hated him
Hate.
when he was on the show because he like comes in and is with his mom. I hate him. Like I just despise him as a person.
So
He's the worst.
I think that
He's
Bravo,
annoying.
instead of putting all of their money into that, they
Putting to
should have
us.
brought back, well,
Oh.
us. I mean, that would be great.
Obviously
I
us.
didn't even think about that. But I want Martha's Vineyard back. Like, I
Yes!
want Martha's Vineyard.
I saw a TikTok and I think I sent it to you. It's like the shows I want to come back, and it was Martha Vinny because that was a show where they were actually friends.
Friends.
They were actually friends. They had actual drama. It was actually interesting. It was like actually something where like this would occur because they actually know each other, and these interactions are not forced in any kind of way. They are just they get to be paid to hang out with each other. It'd be like if we got to we get paid to hang out with each other. It'd be a good
Hey,
time.
we're trying.
We're trying, guys. It's not like we're not trying here, guys. But like it would be like that. So like, it was very good, and I agree.
Are you gonna watch Next Gen? Because like again, I don't
So
know if I can do it
watched
because of him.
Well, so I watched it. I watched the trailer.
Yeah.
Honestly, kind of intrigued. He annoyed the crap out of me, but it was intriguing to me, and I was like, I'm gonna watch it, but I'm gonna watch it like tentatively. I'm gonna have it be occurring, and I'm gonna be like, okay, if I don't like it, I'm not watching.
Yeah.
Because it just
The other thing I don't like. I think her name's Gia.
Gia.
Teresa
Oh, I fucking
Giudice's
hate
daughter.
Teresa
I don't
Giudice.
like her either.
I fucking
So I'm
hate
like,
Teresa Giudice, and so her daughter
yeah.
is
So
equally
right
as
there,
awful.
two people that I'm just like, no.
Because something else that was interesting. So her mother and her father-in-law recently got like hit with. This is the legal aspect of our show. They got hit with tax liens because they didn't pay their taxes. Guess how much they owe in taxes
How much?
combined? $2.3 million. They haven't right. They haven't paid taxes. Like that's just actively not paying. They say you're just like trying to not pay your taxes. So Gia got a podcast. Like she just started a podcast. So she was posting about it. She's like, I know a lot of people have been commenting on my like on the podcast Instagram and my personal Instagram about this. So I thought I would address it. So I went to her podcast Instagram. I was like, let's see how many followers had. She had a couple. Like she has like now I think she has 10,000, but she has like 8,000. And so I went to her post. I was like, let me read what these comments are because obviously if you're hearing that, each of her posts maybe had 3 comments. Nothing about that. So it was just the fact that it was in the media, which just say, no, I've seen this in the media. I know it got posted. I know it's about my mom. So I should address it because people have been I was talking with my producers of this podcast and they're telling me I should talk about it. Just say that instead of people have been flooding my comments. People haven't been flooding your comments. I read your comments. I had the time. I had the time for an hour and I read them. Didn't take that long. It took about 20 minutes. More than in there. So fuck you. It's a
liar.
Liar. And she's just annoying because if you ever have watched New Jersey throughout the years, she is her mother, but now, like she is now her mother, and her mother is the
Yes,
worst.
the worst.
And I think she's interesting, but she's the worst. And the on top of being the worst and being mean spirited, she's dumb as a pile of rocks. I
Yeah.
kid you not. And I would love to be dumb as a pile of rocks. And she is dumb as a pile of rocks. And it's just like because it's like a clear lack of intelligence.
That's so fucking funny.
And the thing is, it's like I get if you don't finish school and you don't go to college or you don't go to upper level high like higher learning, and that's fine. She didn't even finish high school because they recommended she didn't graduate because she was so stupid.
I didn't know that. That's
Yeah, she didn't know.
crazy.
So she dropped out. Yeah, she has an 8th grade education. And I think she got a GED, or maybe she's never even gotten a GED. But she's just
Solid.
not intelligent, along with being ridiculous. So it's a lot for me. I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't like her. So
So I'm
that's
gonna
another
watch
reason
it,
why
and
it's like,
I know, and I honestly, I know one of the people on there, I know her from TikTok. I've seen her on TikTok. And what frustrates me the most is none of those people live full time in New York. So when they're trying to make it in New York City, they don't live there. Two of them live in Atlanta. They're only there for the show. 2 live in New Jersey, which is close but not the same. Some others don't live there full time. They like Brooks Marks, who lives in Salt Lake City sometimes, and sometimes lives in New York, and sometimes lives in Ohio. Like they don't live there. Except
so
one.
we've
2
talked
of
about
them.
this before.
I don't like it.
With
I have
like,
another point that I
with
have
Meredith actually. I don't like when it's like, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills or of Salt Lake City. You have to be there full time. Like you have to be
right.
like your primary living space. If
Yeah.
you're doing a show about that, I feel like you have to live there.
Right. The
Like-
only one I will give an exception to is Potomac because it is near impossible to live in Potomac because it's such a small area.
That's true. Yeah.
So I will give them an exception where you can live in the surrounding area of Potomac and live in like.
But
the
like
three
even
states.
surrounding
Even there.
areas is okay. But
Right.
like across the country.
Exactly. Across the country, you don't live there full time. You might rent a home in Potomac 3-4 months a year and then you go live somewhere else. That pisses me off.
Yeah.
And what also pisses me off is when housewives wear something in their confessional and then I see them wear it on the season. No.
That's a big no.
Secret Life of Mormon wives did
She
that
did.
too.
Yes,
And it pisses me off.
I remember
Anyone who
I
does
called that out,
it,
Casey.
you did. You were on this podcast and you called it out, and I'm pissed. I was
You were
pissed off
like,
about it
wait a
today.
minute.
But I was watching, so what I
And
watched
it was fucking Whitney.
fucking bitch is what she is. So I was watching season 8 of Beverly Hills and season 8 and 9, and both Lisa Vanderpump and Dorit Kemsley wear an outfit in their confessional, and then they're in Berlin wearing that outfit. No.
Oh my god,
No.
I'm gonna have to look because right now I just started season 7, so now I'm gonna be on the watch for that for 8 and 9.
Yeah, it might even happen. Also, it probably could have happened in season 7. Oh, season 7. And season 7 is Dorit's first season where she's.
It is her first season. Yeah, which I have noticed. Like I've been like, because Pantygate, like I'm like that is just so obnoxious to me that I've literally like anytime it comes up, I'm like, okay, we're skipping this episode. Like, skip.
Right, I skipped.
I don't want to hear it. Like
Yeah.
you're being mean to Erica for no
Exactly.
reason.
So what I did, I'm watching season 9, and I skip anything where it's like Lisa talking about things where I know she's just actively lying. Because I've already watched it, so why watch it again when I know you're a liar?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to rewatch Secret Lives of Mormon Wives because I need to like be refreshed on that.
Me too.
I'm gonna rewatch
sure.
it, and then I think we'll go in, and then I'll be remembering. Oh, okay, this is where we're at. This is where they ended. Not the most accurate of where they are now, but I need to know what occurred. So if they talk about it, then I know what I'm talking
Yeah, no, I need a refresher as well. Well, on that note,
We've been talking for a while. This is a good episode.
I see Casey's looking a little tired there. I feel like
she
her
might have
eyes
to go
are getting
pee.
heavy.
She might gotta go pee.
No, I was looking at my cat because he's being very lovable and needy at the moment.
Oh, I love that.
Oh.
The last thing I will say is, so my cat, there was a plastic bag and she got into it and I was really worried, but then she was totally fine. But I took the cutest pictures, so I will send them to you guys because I was like, this is really this is really.
I
Oh.
love when like Kiwi. Ow. Nothing's better to me when Kiwi gets stuck in like the handle of a paper bag.
Yeah.
And then she runs around with it. And I'm
yes,
like,
she was trying to get out of the bag.
Get
She was actively in the bag, and she like stuck her head out. She was trying to get out through one of the like handles. I was like, no, sweet child, wrong hole.
What are you doing?
You're
Get
so
out of
stu-
here.
And
Kiwi
I think
does
my daughter's
that.
kind of stupid. My daughter is definitely kind of stupid because I will put food in front of her. It might be laziness too. I will put food in front of her, and she will be like, nope, I'm not eating it. I can't see it. I'm blind.
That's
But I have to
literally
hand feed her.
Copper.
And I was like, I'm not, no.
That
I love Copper.
We
Can't wait to
used to
see
do that.
that
I
kid.
used to have to stand in the kitchen to get her to eat. Like she wouldn't eat unless I was in the kitchen with her. And
See,
it was
I,
like
oh,
the
I saw
most
that. Oh, okay, wait.
obnoxious
I saw that
thing.
on TikTok. I saw that on TikTok. Cats and especially cats, but maybe also dogs, they like you to be eating when they're eating because it makes them feel like you're eating together,
Doing
and
it
they like to
together.
do that. And it's
See,
also like
Copper's the opposite. He will sit there while we eat, and then once we're done eating, then
then he can eat.
Right.
Oh, well, he needs to make sure you're cool. You're like
Yeah.
you've eaten. Good.
he's
Now I'll
literally
go eat.
a pain in my ass.
I feel that same way about her. Hey, that's just kids. You're really
Kids
gonna
these
know it.
days.
Kids,
Literally.
in case you're really gonna know it soon, like a human
I
baby.
know.
It's okay.
Yeah.
You'll be great though. We're very excited for you. Ah,
So
this
excited.
this is amazing. I love having kids.
Amazing.
Well, this is a great episode, per
As
usual.
always,
As always.
where can you find us?
TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify,
Spotify.
Apple Podcasts.
Amazing.
Check us out.
Catch you next week.
Catch you next
Hey.
week.
Mwah.
Bye.
Bye.